Romi is a secret government. It's a shadow government. A government that is going towards ruling the world. They control everything and anything that you know of. They're in governments of all over the world, both the left and the right. They're in the media. All the media is owned by them. Facebook, Google, YouTube, Netflix. Everything is owned by them. They come up with the problems. They come with the solutions. They create wars for their agenda. Everything that you've been learning, thinking, believing for the last 50, 40, 30 years of your life, 99.9% of it is a lie. You've been fooled. You've been lied to. They have an agenda to control the world, to reduce the population of the world because we're killing Mother Earth. The agenda is for the elite to rule the entire world. The rest should be slaves, work for them. I'm not going to now tell you the entire psychotic idea behind it. You go and look over it yourself. There's enough information out there about the New World Order. And of course it comes in many different names. Freemasons, okay, that's the lower part of the organization. Then you have the Illuminati, a higher level of them. Then the Kabbalah, the higher point of the pyramid, with the eye of Satan looking through it, and above the Kabbalah. Ooh, there's many levels that most people don't even know. Now, to most people that know about the New World Order, they're missing one big component that we already knew 4,000 years ago. That the head of everything is the Samech Mem, or as they call him, Lucifer. They worship him. He exists, he's real, and he has a whole army behind him. Some people, they call it the reptilians, because the Samech Mem is a reptile who came into Gan Eden to poison Adam and Chava. Now, I'm really not going to go now to all the agenda behind it and who and what, and I'll leave this to you to sit sleepless nights and go and figure this out. But the point is that Malchut HaRish'ah, the kingdom of evil, that we pray 3 times a day, by the way, in Tfilat Shmona Esrei, U'malchut HaRish'ah me'ara te'aker, v'tishaber, v'temager. What do you think we're talking about? You think we're talking about a government of Israel or America? Malchut HaRish'ah is the kingdom of the Samech Mem that is fighting the existence of God. They have a lot of literature. You can read it all. They're not hiding anything at this point. And let me tell you very quickly their way of thinking. They're thinking that Lucifer is the god of light. Our God, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, is the god of darkness. He brings all the problems to the world. Adam and Chava were serving him. The Nachash, the serpent, went into Gan Eden to tell them who's the real God. And they served him as the master. This is not the Christianity that is worshiping Jesus. This has nothing to do with it. This is a whole different thing. And for years, this is not in the last 10 years, thousands of years, it's a secret society, a secret government, a shadow government. Every government in the world has a secret government behind it that run the show. If you think that the president, the prime minister, you think they're doing it, they're puppets. 100% puppets. They control armies, nations, governments, all the money in the world, all the richest families in the world, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. And I can tell you already one thing, that anyone that somehow made money within a very short span of time has to be part of it. And you think that Mike Zuckerberg owns Facebook? He's a puppet. Facebook was created for their manipulation. Same thing with YouTube, same thing with WhatsApp and Instagram and Netflix and everything. How did Netflix become so big within 2 years? Only with the power of the ultimate endless money of the world. And it's much more than that. I'm not going to even get into this in this video, but everything that you can think of, World War I was designed by them. World War II, designed by them. The National Reserve, which people think natural reserves belongs to the American government. It doesn't belong to the government even. It's a private organization. NASA, CIA, the assassination of JFK, who was the first one who ever talked about it, got a bullet in his head. And needless to say, the attack on the Twin Towers, it wasn't bin Laden. It was all one big agenda because they needed to go to Afghanistan. You know why? To put pipes in the sea. It's all one big show. We're being fooled and millions of Americans are cheering. We're going to a war against terror. No, you've been fooled. And you think it's different in Israel? You know that Israel was built by the Freemasons, by the way, by the Zionists. There's nothing here kosher. Who approved? Who approved the Declaration of Israel? The United Nations, of course. An organization of peace and unity, and we love all. It's a terror organization built by the New World Order. And they approved the Declaration of Eretz Israel. All the founders of the country of Israel are Freemasons. Don't be mistaken. Ben Gurion, Rabin, Peres, Jabotinsky, all these names that everybody's, wow, whoa. You've been fooled. Why do you think the ultra-Orthodox movement is totally against the Zionism? It's against the Torah. It's everything to despite the Torah. And do you think there's some miracle that we were gathered here? Don't you think that Hitler was part of it? Hitler was a puppet. And he didn't finish it, so what is the final solution? Let's put them all in one country. It will be easier to kill them when they're all in one country. Now I can go now for hours of the lies, the deception, the manipulation. Things that your hairs will stand knowing every little detail. In every government, in every country, everything is manipulated, lied to. Nothing is what you think it is. There was a prime minister in Israel, Yitzhak Rabin, that was assassinated. People made him a hero. He was a Freemason. Out in the open. Shimon Peres too. Shimon Peres in the highest level of the Illuminati. Level 33. And this is the patriot that that many Israelis, Shimon Peres, terrorist, sold us. And what do you think happened a few years ago with the Itnatkut, with the separation? They controlled Arik Sharon. Arik Sharon was a man of truth, by the way. They control everybody like puppets. Why do you think he was in a coma for years after that? You think that's a mistake? So when the truth is going to come up, the human mind will not going to be able to contain how you were lied to, how you manipulated to every little thing. And I've been talking about this for years, between the lines, here and there. So I don't want to sidetrack too much. I don't want the video to be too long. Maybe we'll make a whole video about that. But going back to Romi, Romi is the evil kingdom, the evil government that is called the New World Order. The Illuminati, the Cabal, call it however you want. It's irrelevant at this point. And our sages 4,000 years ago said that's going to be the nation, the government, that will rule the world. Now, one side note that I'm saying here, people have their trust or hopes. Maybe Trump is going to do something with this Q thing and all this nonsense they're talking about. That's another type of idolatry. Only Mashiach will win this war. Only Mashiach. No man, no government, no country, no army. All the armies are already infected. Don't think for 1 second that there's one agency in the world that the Cabal doesn't have possession in it. If there's a CIA, there's a ghost CIA behind it. And everything is controlled from inside. And everyone that sees what's going on and says this is not kosher, somehow disappears off the face of the earth. And there was always good people coming and noticing what's going on here. This is not normal. Boom. Bullet to the head. We don't need you here. Now, I'll fast forward a little bit. The agenda of the New World Order, as we speak right now, is to control the world. They've been planning it for years. This virus is not a mistake. It was planned very well. The virus does exist. It's genetically modified in a lab. It's a mixture of SARS and corona to make a deadly virus that can be infected very fast. But the virus is not really the problem. The problem is that they put the entire planet, you call it quarantine or lockdown, I call it tardema, sleeping. Everybody's asleep. 7 billion people of the planet are asleep. And what they're doing right now? Carpeting the entire face of the planet with 5G antennas, which people think, oh great, we're going to have fast internet. It's almost as equivalent to putting your head into a microwave and turning it on. Now, don't be so worried. They're not going to barbecue us so fast. 5G is a weapon, is a military weapon for surveillance. Any privacy that you thought you have, you don't have. And don't think that you still have it. You don't have your privacy for years. Your emails are being recorded, your phone calls are recorded, your WhatsApp is being recorded, your Facebook, every little thing. Very soon, it's already started in China, you are going to become a number. You are already a number, but now it's going to become very obvious. It's going to be total control. You're going to rate every individual in a certain way. And of course, now they're making this pandemic to make everybody afraid. Now, when everybody's sitting at home, hiding, they're carpeting the world with the 5G network. This is a surveillance network that can track you everywhere that you go with sophisticated motion detectors, cameras, face recognition cameras, everything. Now that they made the entire world under stress, miraculously, out of nowhere, they're going to come with a magical vaccine to save the planet. And 85% of the idiots of this population of this planet will run to get it. And then the rest of the 15s are going to be forced to get it. Forced. It's going to be mandatory. These are countries are starting to follow through. Sweden, Denmark just passed the law. What's amazing here is that doctors and scientists that are very pro-vaccine saying it can take 10 years to develop a vaccine. How can you suddenly develop a vaccine within a few months? Wow, magical. Now very, very soon, they're going to start chipping everybody. There's a lot of people already that are already chipped. And I will tell you something that you would not like to hear. You are already chipped with nano microchips that's been sprayed from the sky for years in the chemtrails that I've been talking about, with the junk that you eat, the vaccines that you already got, you are all marked. Everybody's marked. But very soon the chip is going to be your ID. Go to the website ID 2020, ID2020.org. Read that. I don't have to say much. Just go and read it. And then go to the bottom to see who's running this organization. Microsoft, the Rockefellers, well, of course, all part of the New World Order. So very soon you're going to become an antenna, and you're going to be the product. You're not going to be able to do anything. They're not going to allow you to go out of the house if you're not vaccinated, because you're a danger to society. You're not going to be able to shop anywhere. You're not going to be able to travel, not to get on a plane, not to get on a bus, not to get a loan, not to get anything. If you go by the rules, if you're a robot, you'll be able to get some freedom. And if you're not, then you are a danger to society. This is a very small, on the tip, edge, a little bit of the idea behind what's about to happen. People are afraid of 5G. Sorry to tell you, 5G is already old school. I've been talking about 5G for the last 2 or 3 years. 5G is a component of what is called a smart city. There's going to be cameras everywhere with face recognition. You're going to be monitored every second where you go, what you do, what are your moods. They're going to control your moods through the 5G, low frequency microwaves. But it's part of a smart city. I like calling it digital ghettos. We're going to be in digital ghettos. And we're going to be completely controlled. This is the Egypt of Paro. What do you think Paro did? What do you think you just celebrated Pesach? What do you think we did in Mitzrayim for 210 years? We were products, we were slaves for Paro. Paro was one of the first Freemasons, controlling the world. I'm a god, and I'm going to control you. You're going to be my slaves. And if you don't say what I say, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to kill you. And I don't want a lot of you. Now that I threw one bomb, the thing is, I'm sure many people know it, but people don't want to hear it because it's like Neo in the Matrix. It's not true, it's not true. But that's the truth. You can accept it or you can be blinded. Now again, let's go back to the Talmud. The Talmud says in Masechet Sanhedrin, in Tractate Sanhedrin, chapter, page 97a, and it says as follows. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak. Rabbi Yitzchak said, En ben David ba, the son of David cannot come, ad shetithapech kol hamalchut leminut, till the entire government will turn into idolaters. Now, interestingly, the words in Hebrew make much more sense. He says minut. Why minut and not kfira? Kfira means heresy. We have many that they go to that lane. But he says minut. Minut is idolatry. What does he say? That Ben David cannot come, the son of David, Mashiach cannot come till the government, the entire government becomes idolaters. The New World Order, they idolize, they worship Lucifer. So Rabbi Yitzchak says Mashiach cannot come before the control of the world will be by these idolaters. There's a big difference between heresy, I don't believe, or I believe, but in a God that doesn't exist, and your God is the God of darkness. That's what they believe. Why are we the problem? Why the Jews are the problem? Because according to their philosophy, we invented the supernal God. We are the problem. And by the way, Christianity and Islam are the arms of Judaism. Because they go by the First Testament, the New Testament, the Old Testament, the Bible. We are the problem. Why do you think they're trying to get rid of us all the time? Because we are the problem. And all the time are we trying to be getting rid of? Why do you think the United Nations, who is a terror organization owned by the New World Order, why do you think they constantly bash Israel for every little thing? Ridicule Israel, mock Israel, attack Israel. Now don't think for 1 second that inside of Israel, there's no cooperation here. The Israeli government is very corrupt. The hand of the cabal is in the Israeli government very, very deep. They're all puppets. And we're all controlled by a bunch of psychopaths. Now, very interestingly here, if you're looking at all their symbols, if you're looking at all the symbols, I'm sure you're familiar with the pyramid, and on the top, a small triangle with the eye. I mean, of course, where would they get the pyramids, especially on the American dollar? Why would you have it in an American dollar? But we see how Paro was building pyramids. The pyramids were built in the beginning. By the way, we as the nation of Israel, we didn't build the pyramids. We built 2 cities called Pitom and Ramses. They were building the pyramids. The pyramids, there was a source of energy. It's a source of communication with the extraterrestrial? Yes. Paro, the pyramids, not only in Egypt, in any other place you'll find pyramids, it's the exit of the demons that live in this, what I told you, a whole world underneath the ground. We'll get to that very soon. But nevertheless, the pyramids is not some structure. And of course, you see all the signs But very interestingly, when you're looking at the pyramid, it has the eye of Lucifer in the top of the triangle. That's, of course, in our day of age, that's the 5G, the eye that looks at you. 5G is a surveillance weapon. They know where you are, what you do, even in your house, every little thing. This is the eye looking at you. Now, what's interesting here, I didn't want to say it in the first class because I didn't want to spill the beans. But remember in the first class I told you that Mashiach cannot come till we are broke. עד שתכלה פרוטה מן הכיס. Remember I told you that? Remember? And I explained, I gave commentaries, there's other commentaries that I didn't give, but I explained how the virus is not the problem, the economy crashing is the problem because nobody's going to have money and so forth. I didn't want to say it then, I'm going to say it to you now. It says, En ben David ba ad shetichla pruta min hakis. The son of David, Mashiach, cannot come till our pockets are empty from money. Very soon, there's going to be a cashless society. No cash anymore. No credit cards, all in the chip. Look how our sages were thinking 2,500 years ago. You know, in Sweden, there's no cash. In China, face recognition, you go and you pay with your face. Now, the most absurd here is how it was fed to us throughout the years. How do you open your phone? Face recognition. There you have your face. Some people open it with their thumbnail. Ooh, amazing technology. I opened the phone with my face. You idiot. And we get all excited. Ooh, wow. Like children giving candy, and we don't even know how we are already being programmed. So when it says that Mashiach cannot come till we don't have money in our pockets, because very soon there's not going to be any more cash. And if you don't go in the line, then you're not going to have money. From far away, check the switch is down and you're nothing. No food, no health care, no nothing. You're nobody. If you are standing in line like a duck, then you'll get what we want to give you. And if not, then you're out. Now, it says another interesting thing here. It says in Tractate Sanhedrin, page Tzadikhet 98a, Amar Rabbi Shamlai, Mishum Rabbi Elazar. Rabbi Shamlai said in the name of Rabbi Elazar, En ben David ba, the son of David cannot come, Ad shichlu kol shoftim v'shotrim Yisrael. Till the officers and judges will cease to exist in Israel. So do we have a government in Israel right now? Nope. Do we have judges? Nope. What do we have in Israel? We have nothing. Nothing's going on in Israel. But what's interesting here, Rashi says, Ad shelo tiyeh malchut b'Yisrael. In order for Mashiach to come, cannot be a government in Israel. We don't have a government, in case you didn't notice. Now, what forms a government? 3 authorities. The Rashut HaShofetet, judiciary, it's always hard for me to pronounce the word. The next authority is legislative, and the third one is executive. We don't have that. Now, more than that, once the New World Order kicks in, because it's going to be very, very soon, because they're already moving into crushing governments. People are so naive. When this is over, It's not going to be over. What are you talking about? People think after it's over, it's not going to be over. From here we're going to the redemption. There's not going to be post-corona time. It's not going over, it's not going to become better. People are living in some dream. No. This is a pre-designed master plan to bring the entire world to its knees, to break the economy. Soon nobody's going to have money. No one. Because they took all their money. There's not going to be governments. There's not going to be anything. There's going to be chaos. Needless to say, this can draw us into a huge third world war. But then they will come and we have a solution. A government for the entire world under one government, one currency, one. And everybody's going to run for the solution. So it's going to happen, whether you like it or not. Don't think there's going to be some type of a political maneuver here. The only way this can be stopped is if we do tshuva and we reverse it, which I will explain it very soon. But right now, I'm giving the option, if we don't do tshuva, what we're heading to, I'm giving it about half a year to a year how the chaos is going to happen. There's going to be another wave. And then they're going to put us even in stronger quarantines. Then everybody's going to be a danger to society. Right now there's not a lot of death tolls. There's going to be much more than that. They're going to create a whole chaotic situation. Then everybody will have to be vaccinated. Then everybody's going to be controlled. We're going to slowly, and then it's just going to take over. And we are going to willingly do it. The same way that you're willingly wearing a mask right now. And you're willingly putting gloves right now. And you're willingly sitting in your home. Watching Netflix all day long, being injected into the back of your mind, all the junk that they want you to see. People like this all day long. And you're willingly doing it. And when they're going to come very soon, with a magical vaccine, people are going to run to get it. Yeah, give it to me. I want to be safe. It's for me. It's for your safety. You're going to tell me what to do? You're going to tell me what to do? What kind of a chutzpah is that? So if we're not going to do tshuva, the chain of events is going to lead us to a point of extreme poverty. People are not going to have money anymore because you're not going to work. And you're going to be dependent on a government that doesn't have money. Now you're not going to be able to riot in the streets. They're just going to turn the switch on and barbecue 200,000 people with low wave, microwave frequencies. Look already what they did already now. They already isolated all the cities. People are waking up, by the way. People are not stupid. Try to make a riot right now. Let's see you. Try to make a demonstration right now. Social distancing. We allow you to do a demonstration, but you have to be 2 meters away. Okay, we'll sit at home. We'll wait. Now, when it's going to pass the line of too late, you're going to have a mob of people going up to the streets. One little wave, one little microwave of 5G will pull down 200,000 people in a second. This weapon, this is a military weapon. This is not a communication system. It's a military weapon. Hitler, Yimach Shemo v'Zichro, used it in the Holocaust. This is low-frequency microwave. Not that he invented, not some invention. The American army used it in the Gulf War in the 90s to win the Iraq War. The Iraqi soldiers were saying we felt heat, that we felt our bodies melting. This is a crowd despair, how do you say, despair system? Dispersion. You think you're going to go now and riot? So people, we're going to burn the antennas. You fool. There's satellites all around us, orbiting us, as some nutcase, some lunatic. He got a license now for 1 million antennas. They're launching satellites all around Earth because 5G cannot travel through objects, cannot go through trees, it cannot go through certain objects. That's why they have mini antennas of every lamppost in every city in the world. It's on the lamppost. Can't go through trees. So how are we going to control the entire world? Satellites. Who are the ones who got the first hit by the most? All the ships, right? The ships, they get 5G Wi-Fi from satellites. Now, I'm refraining from saying many different things because that's how videos get down, but start making connections of everything. So, a lot of people that I talk to, we'll do this, we'll do that. Habibi, we're light years away too late. It's way too late. At this point, you cannot fight it. You cannot argue with it. You cannot do anything. You are already under control. The only one and thing that can win it is Mashiach Tzidkenu and nobody else. If you trust any president, any army, anything, that's another type of idolatry. Only the master of the universe is going to send his messenger, Mashiach ben David, and they're going to come out with technology to fight him. You are going to see things you didn't even think exist. The type of technology that they have. What they're holding. Why? Because they're already in touch for many, many years. with a whole different level of intelligence.